The secret to reversing diabetes in weeks. Can you really do that? I'm going to show you some cases. Yes, you can do that, and I've helped lots of patients do that. And in this video, I'm going to show you 7 proven keys, 7 things you absolutely should be doing if you're a diabetic. And here's the good news. Some of these are free, and the ones that aren't free, they're pennies a day for most of them. So here's what I liken our problem with diabetes to: the Black Plague of the 13th century. If you remember studying history, it killed half the population of Europe. It wiped out entire villages, and it took 100 years for Europe to recover from the Black Plague. So diabetes is the new Black Plague. It's one of the single global biggest problems for causing heart disease, dementia, cancer, and premature death. And I want to tell you, it is in every country in the world and growing rapidly. But there is hope. Sharon's one of those people who did not even know she had diabetes, but she had some symptoms that made me suspicious. We tested her, sure enough, out of control diabetes, but we were able to get rid of it in a very short period of time. Now, I want to warn you about the conventional treatments of diabetes. Yes, they lower your blood sugar. Yes, they lower your A1C. They do not fix the problem. They don't reverse the problem. In fact, the New England Medical Journal said this about using medications to control and fix diabetes. An intensive therapeutic approach targeting normal A1C levels with the use of multiple medications is associated with higher mortality. What's that mean? You're going to die sooner. When you have one medication, it's not good, but when you add another and then another, you're just shortening your life. The good news is type 2 diabetes is almost always 100% reversible. Now let me review how diabetes develops. Insulin, your key hormone for blood sugar and energy, is like a key that opens the doors in your body's cells to let glucose, to let sugar get in there to be used for energy. So we need insulin to make that happen. If you eat too much bad food, as we do in America, it makes that key does not work. So you can have all the insulin you want, it's not going to work. And it's mostly too much sugar and too much bad fats that cause your body to produce too much insulin and cause you to become a type 2 diabetic. So with type 2 diabetes, you got lots of insulin, you got lots of blood sugar, but that key's not working, so nothing can get into the cell and your energy goes down. Well, let's give you 7 keys to reversing this problem. And here's the first one: vitamin D3. I really like checking all of my patients' vitamin D levels. And here's how it connects with diabetes. Metformin. Now that's actually one of the most effective drugs in the world for diabetes. It's what they usually start people on. It improves insulin sensitivity by 13%. Well, guess what? Vitamin D, higher D status, improves insulin sensitivity by 60%. And we test people's vitamin D all the time. Most people are severely low. Number 2. There's a powder that you can add to your diet. Just a half a teaspoon of this powder has been shown to lower A1C, which is the marker for diabetes, by 1 point in just 7 weeks. Anyone know what that powder is? It is brewer's yeast. So just a half a teaspoon of brewer's yeast for 7 weeks, and your A1C goes down by 1 whole point. Brewer's yeast has something in it called glucose tolerance factor, which is very helpful for diabetes. Candy had diabetes and got rid of her diabetes and lots of all other health problems with the 7 Systems plan. Number 3, use apple cider vinegar. So what do we know about apple cider vinegar? It does help with weight loss, and I recommend all patients with weight problems do this. In this study, 2 tablespoons a day caused 5 pounds weight loss in 12 weeks. Now, there's lots of other benefits of apple cider vinegar, but does it help blood sugar? And the answer is absolutely it does. So why does it help blood sugar? If you remember, when you eat, your blood sugar should go up gradually and then come down. If you're a type 2 diabetic or you eat incorrectly, you can get a large spike in your blood sugar and then it drops too low. And damage occurs to your body here and damage occurs here. What apple cider vinegar does is it blunts this spike significantly. Here's the experiment they did. They had people eat 4 pieces of white bread. Now, not a very healthy meal. The second group got the same thing, but they also got apple cider vinegar. And what did they find? Looking at that blood sugar spike, the ones on the apple cider vinegar, it reduced that spike by 50%. So it's significantly less of a spike. And what happened to the glucose? It was taken up into the muscle cells. So it made the insulin work better. Mike was a diabetic, high cholesterol, hypertension, and all of those problems went away following our plan. Number 4, don't eat less, eat differently. Now, on the 7 Systems Plan, people can eat all of the food they want. We're just encouraging them to eat different food. And here's a study that had similar results. People didn't eat less food. They could have as much as they want, but here's what they ate: nuts and seeds, a large salad, a bowl of vegetables or beans, fresh fruit, vegetables, 1 serving of squash or rice. Animal products, they were reduced to just 10%, so some. They decreased the bad carbs and they cut out the white flour, sweets, and the bad oils. And then they followed these 13 diabetic patients for 7 months. And what did they see? Their hemoglobin A1C dropped from 8.2, which is high diabetes, down to 5.8. They're no longer diabetics just by changing what they ate. And we help lots of patients change their lifestyle, change their diets. Here's Brandon, a 14-year-old who had diabetes. In 90 days, his diabetes, his A1C went from 9.7 to no longer a diabetic with no medications. Number 5, lose weight. Here's what studies show. You can reverse diabetes by just losing 15 to 20% of your body weight. And here's an example of that. Heather, 90 days on the 7 Systems Plan. Her medical doctor takes her off all 4 of her diabetic medications. Now, one of those was insulin injections, and he takes her off 11 more medications. Her blood sugar's down to 90 without medications, and she's lost 40 pounds. Losing weight's very helpful. 2 more. Try cinnamon. Cinnamon's got a lot of health benefits, and you don't need much. Just 1/4 of a teaspoon a day. Here's what happened in these studies. Lowered abnormal fasting glucose levels. Another study, it lowered blood sugar by 15 points by just drinking cinnamon tea. A1C levels and triglycerides were also significantly reduced. And in the 3rd study, it reduced blood sugar, improved glucose tolerance, and slowed the progression of prediabetes to diabetes. Add 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon a day to your plan. And the last one, functional food shakes. Now, these are specifically formulated to help people with heart disease or diabetes. And here's a study. They had these pre-diabetic women either on a good food plan with the functional food or just a good food plan. Calories are equal, exercise is equal, and for 12 weeks they do that. And which group was the winner? The group on the functional food had 2 times more reversal of the metabolic syndrome. And in my office, they lose weight faster, they fix their systems faster. Does it matter how bad your diabetes is? Absolutely not. It's probably my worst diabetic ever, Sheila, in a coma in the hospital for 6 weeks because of diabetes. When she came out of the hospital, lots of medications, lots of organs not working right, but she jumped on the 7 Systems plan, and that whole list of medications and diseases disappeared. Diabetes reversed. So I want to encourage you, get rid of your diabetes. Call us at Tri-State Physicians and Physical Therapy Clinic here in South Sioux, and we'll get you on a program. We do have providers in some states around the area. If there's one near you that's sharing this video, jump on it with them. And we have an online course for people that are in areas without providers. Check it out at 7systemsplan.com.